Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and compare the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 that just came out kind of not even that long ago against the Google Pixel Watch that just came out not that long ago as well, and see which specific watch is the better one for you. Now, if you want to pick up either one of these watches, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off, what I want to tell you is there are a lot of similarities between both of these specific watches. There's tons of features that are awesome. There are, very little differences, I would say, for the most part, that aren't related to their, hardware. If we're looking at the hardware, there are some things that are a little bit different, but for the most part, internally, features, all those things, since they're both rocking Wear OS, you're really not going to be seeing those massive differences that you would normally see between like an Apple Watch and something like an Android watch in this case. So that might be something to keep in mind, but otherwise, I think both of these watches share a lot of similarities and I'm extremely happy with both of them. Now, one of the biggest similarities is actually with the outside. They both share this, circular design between them. Now, personally, I like both of them. I think both these watches look great and I don't really have a problem with either one of them. I think both of them, I like the circular design. Some people have been saying with the more rounded design on the Google Pixel Watch that they're not really a fan of it. And that's totally, okay, to each their own. Some people may prefer it, some people may not. And I think there's pros and cons on both sides. But I will tell you, in my opinion, something like the, Galaxy Watch 5 resembles more of a watch than the Pixel Watch. On top of that, with the Pixel Watch, since it is a little bit more rounded, if you were to hit it against the wall or something like that, I feel like that has a higher likelihood of cracking, but it's still a durable watch. But that has more of a likelihood of cracking, in my opinion, than something like the Galaxy Watch 5 from what I can tell. So, in my opinion, that might be something to keep in mind at the end of the day. But personally, I like the Google Pixel Watch design and I like the Galaxy Watch 5 design as well. Now, with the price tag, this is also a pretty big difference. So for the base Galaxy Watch 5, no coverage, no trade-in, we're not going through and buying any more extra bands, it is $280 for that specific watch. On the Google Pixel Watch side, for the base model, non-cellular, nothing like that, it is $349. So basically $350 compared to $280. So there is about a $70 difference between these two. Is it a big deal? Not really, but if you're trying to get the best value per dollar, you're trying to get the cheapest watch, well, the Galaxy Watch 5 is a little bit cheaper than the Pixel Watch. So definitely keep that in mind in the back of your head. Now, on the front, this is more of the disadvantage between the Google Pixel Watch. There's really only one model of this specific watch. It is that 41mm, watch on that one. With the Galaxy Watch 5, we have two different options. We have, the standard Galaxy Watch 5, which is nice, but we also have that 44mm design as well, which is actually really, really nice. Having a watch like that at that caliber that actually, doesn't really, have one size, you can choose different sizes if you want to. That is a really nice touch. Now that 44mm size, if you want to go and choose that one, is $310. So that's a little bit more pricier, but it's still cheaper than the Pixel Watch. So that might be something to keep in mind as well. Now personally, I don't really think there's a winner here, but pricing wise, the Pixel Watch is still a little bit more expensive. Now you have more colors you can choose from on the Pixel Watch than you can on the Galaxy Watch 5. So that's something to keep in mind. Now the display on both I think look great. I don't know if there's a complete winner here, but I do like the Galaxy Watch 5 because there is less bezel on that specific watch front overall than the Pixel Watch. So again, that might be something you want to keep in mind in the back of your head, that if you want the watch with kind of the better screen, quite potentially the Galaxy Watch 5 might be the better option in that forefront. You're also getting less bezel, or at least it looks like it's less bezel on the Galaxy Watch 5 than on the Pixel Watch as well. So again, that might be something to keep in mind as well. Now on the right side, we do have the two different buttons you can click on both of them. The Pixel Watch has more of that digital crown, where the Galaxy Watch has just standard two buttons you can choose. Totally cool. I don't really have a preference here. They're both really, really awesome. And on the back, you have the little charging puck that you can just, slap a wireless charger on that, is suitable for these watches, and you can charge up your watches from there. Now, a big, big thing to keep in mind, and I actually was wrong about this, the Galaxy Watch 5, you can charge it from your Galaxy, device. So if you have a Samsung Galaxy S22, or even I think a Galaxy S10 if I'm not mistaken, you can charge up a Samsung Galaxy Watch, like in this case with the Galaxy Watch 5, from those devices. And that is something that is so awesome. Having that ability of just, doing that immediately is so cool. And that is something not a lot of watches have. And that is a very unique feature for the Galaxy Watch. On the Google Pixel Watch, we don't have that ability yet. Maybe it'll happen in the future, I don't know. But as of right now, we don't really have that capability which is actually kind of sad. So in my opinion, that is something that, so in my opinion, that is something that is really cool for the Galaxy Watch 5, and it could honestly be a deal breaker for some people. I like having that ability. My Apple Watch doesn't have it, my Pixel Watch doesn't have it, but I do like having that capability on something like the Galaxy Watch 5, and that's probably one of its coolest features. Now, another thing that, is kind of more so leaning for the Pixel Watch, and even for the Apple Watch, if I'm being honest, are the bands. The stock band that you get within the Galaxy Watch 5 isn't as, in my opinion, great quality, or it's not as great of an experience compared to the Pixel Watch. So that is something that kind of shocked me, but the Pixel Watch is more expensive, so you should be, expected to get a better experience. With the Galaxy Watch 5, the band isn't horrible. It's not that bad at, of a Galaxy Watch band, whatever, but I do think the Pixel Watch is a little bit better here. I also want to add that taking out the band is also a little bit of a process on the Galaxy Watch 5, but it's also not that smooth of an experience, in my opinion, on the Pixel Watch. Now, people have been able to go through and do it super easily. For some reason, I can't do it great on either one of these watches. The Apple Watch is the only watch I can go through and actually slide a band on. Otherwise, though, both these watches are very, very great build quality. I mean, I don't really think there's one that's like better built. I think the Galaxy Watch 5 feels better built, but that band, the stock band that you're getting with the Pixel Watch, does feel overall better, in my opinion, than the Galaxy Watch 5 in this specific situation. Now, that kind of covers up everything on the outside. I think we pretty much hit on everything that we should. Now, the software and the experience and all those types of features internally, there's really not those many differences. Like I mentioned, since they're both pretty much rocking the same version of Android, the same version of software, you're really not going to be getting too many differences between both these in terms of that standpoint. Really, what you can do on one watch, you can pretty much do on the other one for the most part. Obviously there's going to be a little differences. There's going to be a little bit more like a stock experience on something like the, Google Pixel Watch, but between both, you're really going to be getting the same type of features. I will say though, in the battery standpoint, from what I've heard and from what I've experienced, the Pixel Watch does need to be improved quite a bit. With the Galaxy Watch, because Samsung has been making watches for quite a bit of time, they've already optimized these watches for the most part. The software side, the hardware side, they've been going through and improving the battery life, improving the experience year after year after year. On the Google side, they haven't really, dropped a watch yet. So this is the first watch they've dropped. So because of that, it's going to take a little bit of time for that to, flesh out and become a better watch overall. So I totally understand where they're coming from. And this is just what happens in business. You make a device, and if you're the first one, you end up getting better and better every single year. But if the competition starts coming, it's going to take a little bit of time. So in this specific case, the Google Pixel Watch will take a little bit of time to actually go and improve. But I do think by this time next year, if there is a successor to the Pixel Watch, the Pixel Watch 2, that is probably going to be a much more stable watch, and it's going to have much better battery life too. But in this specific case, I'll definitely say the stability and also the battery life is probably going to go for the Galaxy Watch in this specific situation. Now, in terms of everything, that kind of covers it up. Now, which one is the better watch here? Again, I don't know if there's a better watch. I think both of them are great. I think the Galaxy Watch has a little bit better of a situation with it. I think it has more features overall because it's really cool. But the Pixel Watch is a really well-built watch. I mean, that thing looks beautiful, and I don't really think there's a winner here. If you have a Samsung device, I might just go for the Galaxy Watch 5, just because it does actually have, a better ecosystem. I mean, you can wirelessly charge your watch from your, Samsung Galaxy, which is cool. So if that appeals to you, I'd say get the Galaxy Watch. If you have a Pixel, or even if you have a Samsung, the Google Pixel Watch is great too. But I do think for that price tag, I would probably recommend waiting out just a little bit more, waiting for a few more software updates, and then picking it up once it's a little bit more stable. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.